Hi there, folks. What I'm doing today is basically an introductory video that I want to run for a project that I've had in my head for a long while. Basically, what I've been wanting to do is go through every dungeon in the game in story order and focusing on the lore of these dungeons. So basically, there's several reasons that made me want to do this. The first one was that basically when I first played Warcraft during the beta, I played an alliance character and I was going through Elwyn Forest, Westfall, and then you end up in the Dead Mines. So I was doing the Dead Mines, and like everyone who played back then, it was this amazing discovery. You see the boat in the cave, and you're like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. But then what really blew me away was the whole Defias. Let's walk around for a bit. The whole Defias quest chain. So you're basically fighting all these bandits, and then you realize as you're fighting them that everything is not as it seems, and that Edwin Van Cleef and all these bandits are actually some pretty decent people to begin with. There were masons who helped rebuild Stormwind, also nothing like this, obviously, but after the Second War when Stormwind was destroyed. First War or Second War? Can't remember. Anyway, Stormwind was destroyed and all these masons rebuilt Stormwind. And basically, the king wanted to pay them, but all the nobles said, no, we'll keep our money. And so all the masons that did all this work were left with no money. And so they rebelled, they left the city, and they formed the Defias Brotherhood. And you discover all this as you quest, and it's really interesting and fun, and I really enjoyed it. And so I realized that oftentimes when we do dungeons, in the game, we just rush through them. We don't really read the quest. I'm still the kind of guy who reads every, quest text, but most of us just click, 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 click. We go through the dungeon, we get the loot, we're happy. But the story of these dungeons is interesting, and I thought that it would be an interesting concept for a series to just focus on these dungeons and the lore. And the second reason is because even though I've been playing this game since basically, beta, on and off, a lot of on and off, I never raided. I just recently did the Siege of Draenor, but back then I never did Onyxia, I never did Molten Core, I never did Naxxramas. There's like a bunch of stuff I haven't done, and I was really upset, not really upset, but sad I never did them. And back then I wanted to look at Onyxia and see the whole quest chain attunement thing that led to the Onyxia dungeon, because just go kill Onyxia is not that interesting. And I realized that because it came out way before YouTube and all those reasons, there's really nothing out there that shows those videos. And so I really wanted to get into those dungeons before they're gone. And it's already, since the Cataclysm, it's been already a lot of changes. So for example, let me see if I can find this stupid dungeon journal, because I keep trying to remember what it is, and it's not coming to me. Bartender. Come on, can't be that hard. Oh god, this is gonna take me forever to find it. Hold on, bear with me just a sec. No. Toggle. No. Oh, no, not pet journal, no, not dungeon journal. Shift J, damn it. Of course. Alright, so Shift J. There you go, so good. Alright, so if we look, at what we'd consider classic, well, you don't have Dead Mines anymore, you don't have Shadowfang Keep. You still have these two, but they've been changed a lot. Same thing with Skolomans. And if you want to find, Dead Mines and Shadowfang, you have to go to Cataclysm. Dead Mines and Shadowfang. Because pretty much with the Cataclysm, the whole world changed, and these dungeons were changed, and not just the skin of it and change a few bosses and everything, but the lore was brought with it because of Gilneas being nearby, the whole new undead quest chain at the beginning in Silverpine. So all these dungeons were changed. And so in a sense for my project, even though the Dead Mines is basically the first Alliance dungeon, now because the lore was updated, I would only play this after we go through ICC, because that's, the way it goes. But these were the first two, but since then, like I said, they've updated the Scarlet Monastery, which is also takes place now, I think even after Cataclysm. It's around the time of Mist of Pandaria. Same thing with Ragefire Chasm. It's all updated with Garrosh and the Dark Shamans and everything like that. So it takes place after Cataclysm also. Same thing with Skolomans. There's a bunch of dungeons that are starting to be updated that if I don't go through them very quickly, they will disappear. And it's been announced for Warlords of Draenor that UBRS, which is not here for some reason, is considered a raid. Wait, why is this not here? Huh, anyway. Anyway, yeah, UBRS is being updated, and also they're gonna update Black Fathom Deeps. I always confuse the two. Black Fathom Deeps. I believe they're gonna update Razorfan Down and Razorfan Crawl. So a lot of dungeons. Basically, the only thing remaining that hasn't been touched is Black Fathom Deeps, Dire Maul. Oh, there it is. It's not upper and lower. It's just Black Rock. That's why this is being updated. Gnomergan has somewhat been changed, but it's the outside, not the inside. Marodon hasn't been changed. Stratham has been a little changed, not much. This has been updated, but it doesn't matter much. This hasn't been updated. Alderman hasn't been updated. The Wailing Caverns haven't been updated, and Zul'Farrak has been changed somewhat, but not lore-wise. It's the same. So anyway, my big idea is to go through all those dungeons. If we go back to my computer for just a sec, you will see that I've been working on this project for a few weeks now, and so this would be the master list of the dungeons in the order that I plan to make them, to run them. I mean, this is possibly subject to change a little as we go along, and then I went a little crazy. Basically went through the whole list of trying to find the quests for each dungeon, the quests that have prerequisites, the quest giver, the location of the quest giver, the level of the quest, which doesn't really matter because I'm going to play it with this guy right here. My little Dwarven Death Knight. It's level 90 right now. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to have to depend on groups and stuff like that. I just want to be able to really focus on the story. I won't speak much during the dungeons. I will really try to maybe I will read the quest text if there's no voices, because the old classic vanilla and BC quests didn't have much text. So maybe I'll make the text a little bigger. Maybe I will read it for those who have trouble reading it, just to help you guys out. But as I'm going through the dungeons, I won't speak too much. I will leave the game music, because I know everyone puts music on all their videos. It drives me crazy. The game music is amazing, so we should listen to it. What was I saying? Yeah, so we will be running with this guy. It might become a bit problematic in some cases. For example, Ragefire Chasm, which is only in Orgrimmar. If I want to get the leading quest, same thing with some Wailing Cavern quest and other For example, in Burning Crusade for Arcana, Archidon, whatever, however you say that. There's the I See Dead Draenor leading quest for the Alliance, but there's also the Garrosh quest with the Great Mother and everything, which to me sounds so much more interesting than the Draenor one. So I don't have a Horde quest, Horde character right now, high level. I used to be Horde at launch up until the end of Lich King, but then I switched from European servers to US servers. I had to restart from scratch, and I switched to Alliance to be with the guild I'm with today. But what I plan to do in order to be able to do the Horde stuff, if I need to, is basically Warlords of Draenor gives you the 90 boost, and I plan to use that to basically make a copy of this guy and just make an orc. And so that way I have an orc death knight, and I'll be good to go on that front. I don't like using boosts to boost classes I'm not too familiar with, because for example, for example, my mage right here, level 80, I used the boost with, that was what, Cataclysm? I think it was Cataclysm. I got the 80 boost, I boost the mage, my mage was like a lowly level, I don't know, 10. And because I never played with him, I played a mage in US beta and never since, so it's been a long time. And I don't like just getting a character at level, 80 and just, not being familiar with the mechanics, the way it plays and everything. I just don't like that at all. So if I ever use boosts, it's to copy a character I already have. So I will copy this guy, make an orc guy, like I said, and so we'll be able to use, to run Horde side quests if we need to, if they're really interesting. So like I was showing you, just so you can see, guys, how crazy it gets sometimes. Gundrak, help, and then Ulduar with the whole Loken and Thorim quests, which to me is a must play. It's just an amazing series of quests, so we're gonna do those. The real trick is, for me, I'm still working on it. Obviously, it's not final. But for example, Ajol Nerub, I don't really have any quests aside from the ones that are in the instance. I would like to get some more, a few more quests that lead into the instance, give you the backstory of it and everything. But I don't want it to turn into which for Ulduar here, it's kind of getting to that. Something where you're basically going through the whole freaking zone of Storm Peaks just so that you have a backstory for the instance. And it's really tricky in Cataclysm and Mist of Pandaria, because for example for Vajir, the whole Battle Maiden quests are really good to do for lore. They give a good backstory to what happened there, so I'm gonna do these, but it becomes really long. And the problem is that it's really tricky to know where you can start, because basically I could just start basically at this quest, I think, and then go all the way down, but I don't think you can get this quest until you do this quest, and I'm not entirely sure you can actually do that quest until you do the previous quests either. So it's really tricky, and I don't want this to turn into a lore master kind of video, because that's really not what I'm going for. I really want to focus on the dungeons, because I think not many people do that, if anyone. And so it would be more interesting that way. And so basically we'll go through that whole series of quests. I won't necessarily focus on lore all the time. If a series of quests leads to a dungeon and it's really fun and it's an interesting, fun quest, I will do it. The perfect example of this is in Cataclysm, I think. The remake of Zul'Gurub. Yeah, there you go. Zul'Gurub, you have the when you go through Stranglethorn, you have the baby raptor thing that you hatch and you feed him, and it's so cute, and then you lose him, and it's so sad. And basically spoiler, you find him again in the dungeon, And it's a really fun quest. It's not really lore, you know, it doesn't really matter for lore, but it's a fun quest, so I figured I'll do it. Plus it's level 25, so I'll do it like super fast. And then I'll just go through the dungeon. So that's pretty much what I have planned. I will appreciate any feedback you guys have. You know, if you think I'm not talking enough, if you think I'm talking too much, if you want to see, I don't know, if I'm going through, let's say, the stockade, and you want to see more quests somewhere, I'm open to suggestions. It's really a proof of concept video for me. It's the first time I'm doing this kind of video series, so I will take any criticism as long as it's constructive. And I hope you guys enjoy the idea that I have and that you enjoy the execution of it. And so we'll try to start this, going through dungeons in the coming days, weeks. I don't know if I'm going to record a bunch so that so that I can have, on a weekly basis, post one, and that I have a little, buffer in case I'm traveling and I can't post one, or if I just post as many as I can when I can. Free drinks, let's go! Actually, Blue Recluse is right here. Let's go have free drinks, and I will leave you on that note. Because, dwarves love ale, as is well known. In fact, let's get a drink. Free drink? That is not free. You lied. There you go. Let's drink. Alright. And this is it. And so, cheers, guys.